I feel like Street Fighter as a game drives you to be so good at this game. I feel like the top players in Street Fighter 4 are so much better than any other fighting game. It's like, this is the top level at other fighting games, and in Street Fighter 4, this is the top level at this game. This game, you figure someone out, then they figure you out, then you figure them out again, and then
it's a constant conversation.
Yeah, and then you have certain times where they just body you constantly.
Yep.
Then you figure out new tech, and the game is just ridiculously crazy. That's what I really like about Street Fighter 4. That's why I actually like playing against Sagat sometimes.
That challenge.
The competition forces you to be better, forces you to become stronger.
Yeah, when you get over that level of frustration to where you're comfortable in a situation that you definitely should not be comfortable in. That's what excites me about Street Fighter 4.
How did you get started playing competitively in Street Fighter?
Well, I basically have a friend named IGT, and he got me into fighting games from the start. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen him before.
Oh, yeah.
He's like this guy with like a huge chain. He's like really like rowdy in tournaments. He's always like, every time I play, he's always like behind me, like trying to, heckle the other player. Not that.
Secret weapon.
Whoa.
I mean, he's just a very like, in the arcade like scene type.
He has a dominating presence in the arcade.
Very dominating, yeah. And he used to take me over his house, and we used to play, and he just bodied me like over and over
What
and
game?
over. Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wow.
You guys have known each other for a long time.
Yes, I knew him since I was 11 years old.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, and he's about 4 years older than me, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go way back. I'm 27 now, by the way.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you've known him for more than half of your life.
Yeah.
Where would you guys play? Like, where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up in the heart of Compton, so
Nice.
I mean, this isn't like a very great place to play video games at, or neither a great place to, just be.
Right.
I didn't really have too many people to play with, so I basically I played with my friend Outlaw, which is another guy who plays in Street Fighter 4.
Yep.
And we all just used to get together at my house back in the Halo days and just have like LAN parties and stuff. at my house.
Excellent.
Yeah, yeah. But then there was one day where I was basically like, I don't like playing team-based games. I want to play a game where if I'm good,
You want to get rewarded.
I want to get rewarded.
Yes. You got tired of putting the teammates on the back
Yeah,
of Halo.
You were like, IGT, Outlaw, you guys are heavy.
I had the flag, you're supposed to be defending it. Yeah, right. Okay.
When I stopped playing Halo and decided to play Street Fighter 2, I basically wanted to start off with Street Fighter 2 because I knew that if you learn fundamentals in the old game, it carries throughout the versions.
Wait, how did you know that?
I just
You knew.
You know what?
Okay.
It kind of works like that for shooters too.
Okay.
Like if
All
you
right.
played 007 for the 64, which is the first shooting game I played,
Yeah.
it kind of carries over to every other shooting game.
And like the best, right?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Unspoken
best.
rule.
It's the
Yeah,
best.
we don't need to
Yeah.
debate that.
I
Okay.
play it every now and then. But I already knew that Street Fighter 4 was going to be a really great game because everyone talked about it.
Yeah.
When I went to Wednesday Night Fights, which was at Hollywood Casino,
Yes.
everyone played that game. And since I played HD Remix, no one like really wanted to play it.
He was the only guy at the station. And he was
Yeah, you're just like by yourself, right?
Anybody want some casuals?
Anybody want to play? Anybody want to play?
I'll play one-handed.
It was really sad. Those were sad times. Once I saw that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to play Street Fighter 4 because, I want to play with people. I don't want to play against the computer.
This was around 2010, right?
You're right, yeah.
Around
This was
2010.
that exact time frame.
Yep.
So you were already playing HD Remix, and it was through playing Hyper Fighting that made you want to get into HD Remix?
Right. So Hyper Fighting on Xbox Live has the absolute worst netcode ever.
I thought you were going to say the opposite. I was going to say, no, it's the best. Oh, wow, okay.
And HD Remix actually to this day has like one of the best netcodes ever.
Really?
It has rollback lag.
Yeah.
The
So you were
netcode-
like grinding online?
I was grinding hardcore.
Huh.
And you won't believe this, but Evo was actually my second tournament ever.
What? This was Evo 2010?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Oh my
And the one
God.
before that was what, a Wednesday night fight?
It was West Coast Warzone.
West Coast Warzone
snaps.
2009?
2000,
Or 2000?
Probably 10, right?
2010, because that was before Evo.
I mean, you got second at West Coast Warzone, and you were like, this tournament stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are there more?
Yeah, so
With more
where are the good players?
Evo? Where are the good players?
Yeah, where are they at? I know.
That's quite.
Well, you know what? The way I trained online was specifically like, you know how when you first start off playing the game, you want to like have fun, you want to do like nice combos and stuff like that. I was like, okay, that stuff isn't worth it.
Not worth it.
Yeah, this stuff.
Let's talk about winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, excellent.
Let's just get right to it.
That's a combo. That's actually a combo. See, it's. Oh my.
You see, I wanted to ask a bunch of stuff, and then it was like over too soon.
Is this the first time we've ever had a good player sit on this couch?
It might be.
I think it's the first time we've ever had somebody good sit on this couch. So what was it about Zangief that made you say like, oh, this is how I win?
Well, my friend IGT, he actually used Zangief on against me, and
he beat your ass.
He beat me pretty badly.
Okay.
And I just kept getting grabbed and lariated and SPD'd and atomic suplex and green hand, and I'm like, you know what? I think I should join the club. I think
IGT. Look at what you've done.
Created a monster.
Look at what you've
he
done.
started this madness.
Oh, wow.
He's
Okay.
responsible. When I started playing Zangief, I saw great success with this character. I kind of stole some of his techniques, but added on my own layer. Also went on YouTube, and I searched up like, best Zangiefs, and I was like, okay, yeah, they do this, it's not hard at all. As I started trying to like optimize what I wanted to do with Zangief, I found out that most other top players did the same exact thing I did. So as I started like, copying certain things that they did, I just started getting a lot better. I played players like DGV, Afro Legends, Damdai, Alex Vi, like Sabin. Everyone used to play HD Remix, like right before Street Fighter 4 came out. And I was like, man, these guys are top. These guys are like, damn near legend status. And I'm like, if I can beat them, then that proves to me that I have what it takes to, win the whole thing.
Well, thanks. So that's crazy in itself that you already had like, without playing these guys before, you're already jumping into the fire, not being in the scene and already beating dudes that have like established styles and traditions from decades.
I guess it's just like, how when you go into a situation without like the fear, it's sort of like advantageous because you're lacking like something that they play off of. So I think that's why I had a bit of success playing against those guys.
Because you were coming in like a clean slate.
Yep. Just wanted to play and
like
beat everybody.
Machine.
Yeah, exactly. Just wanted to beat everybody.
My vision was like this. Everyone else is kind of,
That's awesome.
Huh. Why do you play on pad versus playing on stick? And do you play on stick sometimes?
Okay, that's a really good question. Actually, for Super Turbo, I can play on pad. Stick. But for Street Fighter 4, I cannot play on arcade stick at all, for the life of me.
That's interesting.
But
different engine.
The reason why I play on pad is because I came from shooter. So like the native pad for me, or the native controller for me is a pad. I never really went to arcades when I was growing up. Like I basically grew up on a home console. So it was just a regular thing for me to play on the pad. And I never changed. Most players like Wolf Crone. At a time, I could have sworn that Minion played on pad, but I could be wrong. But most of these players who played on pad, they switched to stick. But I never felt a reason to switch from pad to stick.
Well, if it's working out for you, there's no reason. You won Evo. You won West Coast Warzone, like 2 tournaments on pad, so. Do you think that you might possibly have an advantage on defense?
Defense.
Using a pad? Because, trying to walk around and quickly block. You know, you only have to use very short movement.
I wouldn't even say defense, Mike.
Movement.
You know what? I've heard this before.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. All right.
This is finally, sorry. By the way, sorry you're the first pad victim, you know, of Gootecks' interrogation process.
I just want to make sure that look, see, these are, I can't even talk, Mike.
Poor guy. Yeah, and this guy's
The advantages were so embedded into being a pad player that you don't even see or recognize them.
No, I definitely understand. I definitely understand. I don't know about moving back and forth.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you. And Mike can back me up on this. Okay. I've watched you play forever. I'm not a Zangief player, but I've played him enough to know how fucking long it takes to go from forward to up back or whatever, and it takes forever. Why does it take forever? Well, that's because I gotta roll the stick an inch to the right and then roll it, in this inch circumference, and it takes a long time.
So the transition then. So now that you've won Evo, you're the best HD remix player in the world. You were going to Hollywood Park Casino and stuff, and you saw everybody playing 4. You decided to jump into the mix. What happened after that?
I decided to jump into the mix after people stopped playing HD Remix, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try out Street Fighter 4.
Yes.
And here I am, like playing Street Fighter 4, doing like raw sweeps, and running bear grabs, and just kind of jumping around, trying to do the same things from HD Remix and Street Fighter 4, and I just got bodied.
I even remember that when you were at the Proud Bird, because that's where I remember being at the Proud Bird, and then it was like a bunch of us were watching him. He didn't know that. We're like, yo, this dude that won HD Remix, now he's getting into our game. That's kind of what we labeled it as.
Everyone wanted first dibs.
That's exactly it. But then it's like, dang, this dude was here, and you were openly asking everybody, like, yo, what's some advice, some tips and everything? And then you started bodying everybody else.
Should have never told this guy nothing.
Exactly. Man, so how did you, what did you do to change your thought process to kind of get rid of your bad habits?
I have to recognize the difference between HD Remix and Street Fighter 4. I had to realize that, these two games, although they have the same character, they're not, the playstyles aren't the same. So I have to switch it up. But there's just like this feeling in like this certain thought process that I have when I was transitioning, where I'm like, this should work. This is, what this character does. Why isn't this working? And then there was just a long period of time where I'm like, I had to train myself to not play like it was HD Remix. I like a very like predatory type play style, like me trying to get in and then I get rewarded for when I get in. I really like that. And what I learned in Street Fighter 4 is that Zangief kind of does the opposite of that. He just sits back.
Yes.
He's still predatory, but he sits back and he waits for you to come to him.
That's what I noticed specifically was, in the beginning how you were kind of going ham, pressing every single button.
Every single button,
And then there was that tournament at Proud Bird when you adjusted your whole playstyle and you sat there and did nothing. And that's when I was like, okay, he's playing Street Fighter now. I don't know what to do.
That was the turning point.
That was definitely the turning point.
What do you think got you from where you were placing before to getting consistent top 8s at Wednesday Night Fights? Because, sometimes I always find it interesting to hear about like the going from, let's say, top 32 and then the top 16 and then finally like breaking into top 8 consistently, because these are like, once you're able to do it consistently, obviously like something changed.
Basically, it takes you going through that you know how you get like really frustrated when you're playing? Like,
I have no idea what you're talking
about. We know you know this all too well. I know, man.
Yes.
It takes you going through that over and over and over until you just can't take it anymore. To be able to just say, forget it. I'm just gonna let this guy do what he wants to do. I'm gonna let him get in, throw me, whatever, just do what you wanna do, okay? And then after that, you start to adapt. You start to like not give in to what you wanna do and just allow it to happen sometimes, you know what I mean? Or what I'm basically trying to say is you do less in the game because usually in certain video games doing more is harder. But in Street Fighter 4, doing less is harder.
It's so difficult. It's so difficult.
You want to when you turn on the game, you want to do stuff.
Yeah, it's cool, right? It's a cool game.
But you just can't do things sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Goodness gracious.
That's gonna hurt.
That is definitely gonna hurt.
Okay. So why?
You're such an evil man. Now I see it. I see the evilness. I see the evilness. You're not a nice guy.
I mean, I try to be.
Yeah.
And that's what counts.
Yeah, that's true.
But in that situation, like he had 3 bars, he had Ultra, he could have done so much stuff, but he just sat there and it worked.
He's scared. And then he's taking advantage of that. He knows they're afraid now.
Also, like at that range,
Yeah.
if he does EX Tornado, I think it'll hit me and then whiff.
Just like a pixel of it will hit, like, yeah.
And if he neutral jumps, I'm too far away for him to come down with an attack and punish me. And if he backdashes, I whiff and I recover by the time he's able to do anything. So it's actually not
So
too
really,
much of a risk.
SPD was the safest option, or not actually like as risky of an option as it might appear.
It was a good option. It covered a lot of grounds.
A lot of ground.
And he's salty and wants to run back.
Right.
Because he's not a believer yet.
And you actually can't normally grab someone from that far away. Because that was actually pretty far. The only reason why I was able to grab him from that far away is because he was just getting up from the ground. And when you're just getting up from the ground, your hurt box is bigger than it is.
Really?
Yeah, like you're laying down. You're laying down, and then when you get up, your hurt box shrinks.
So you're grabbing him when when it's shrinking?
When it's trying to shrink, yeah. And also, if he presses a button as he's getting up, it gets even wider.
Right.
Yeah. That's why waking up buttons in this game is a bad thing.
Very bad.
I disagree, Mike. Buttons,
You're right.
waking up buttons totally works in this game.
Yeah, you're right. Especially with Yun.
Oh yeah.
Wake up, crouch, jab is
that like 2 frames or what?
it is 2.5 frames.
That's ridiculous. He's dead.
As soon as he jumped, you knew it was over.
Yeah.
Did you do light or heavy?
That was heavy. Yeah. The only SPD you won't ever see me do is medium SPD.
Yeah, there's like no reason for it. Right?
Yeah, it's either light or heavy.
Yeah. Either getting the range or the damage.
He just anti-aired my kick like that. So what I'm gonna do is short jump knees and SPD him. And if he tried to anti-air, he would have whipped.
That's too good. Uh-oh. You're in trouble. So, Gootecks, you think you're able to handle these guys with pad geef?
Maybe, Mike, I think if we've learned anything over the past year, it's that we've been playing the game wrong the entire time.
Yes, this is correct.
Obviously, we should have been playing on pad.
Yes.
We should have been playing different characters.
Yes, yes, yes.
We should have been doing everything differently.
But we messed up.
Nah. We need to build a time machine, go back in time, kill our former selves,
Yes.
and replace them.
Yeah, replace them.
Now, there's a couple of major things on the horizon, right? First up, we got Capcom Cup 2015.
Capcom Cup, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your mindset going into this year's event?
Well, my mindset is that there's too many killers in Capcom Cup now. There's 32 slots, and there's still some slots open, depending on who wins what. But it's just like an all-star tournament. You know what I mean? Like I feel like any player at Capcom Cup could go 0-2, and that's just that's a very
It's the nature of the beast. Everybody's too good, and I think we're at the point where if somebody does go 0-2, you can't even say like, oh, that guy. You better not say that guy sucks.
You really can't. I mean, if you go 0, Daigo could go 0-2.
It's true.
Anyone could go 0-2.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's such a all-star tournament to where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
If someone were to make like a bracket to predict what's going to happen, it would be
Nobody could get
nonsense.
it right. Nobody could get it right.
No one ever gets that right.
Yeah. So you have Kioma first.
Kioma, yeah.
Abel who won the Brazil game show tournament.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel just against, without giving away any strategies or anything like that, how do you feel approaching the Abel matchup?
Well, I feel
Kioma's Abel for that matter.
I feel like in Brazil, they lack the resources to train against like characters like Zangief, or in characters in general, because they actually don't have a lot of high-level players out there. Maybe like, I can't even think of anyone else in Brazil.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, among the players, we haven't seen too many. There was Breno Fighters, Cammy who beat Tokido, right? Mm-hmm. Chushu, obviously, Viper, the online qualifier from last year. Mm-hmm. And
that's a very controversial subject.
It's a very controversial subject, yes. It is very controversial whether or not, in Brazil, he's hailed as a great player. He had a horrible performance at Capcom Cup last year. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Come on, he came by himself, nervous. Yeah. Everybody was already kind of yapping in his ear, etc. And now Kioma. So we do know a few players. But yeah, I have to agree. We don't know if they have any idea how to stop.
Right.
Keith.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm very well versed in the Abel matchup, but is he well versed? But the thing is, so for a player like me who's going to Wednesday night fights every week, constant tournaments, there's constant footage of me playing online.
Yes.
He has access to that. I don't have any access to him at all. I don't even think. I think him and Haitani is probably the first match that he got recorded in that got put on.
Would you say that having all this footage of you up there could actually hurt him? Because you're not a player that's kind of locked into a specific style?
Right. Yeah. I feel like it depends on what his mentality is when he's watching the video. If he generalizes what I do, that'd be good for him. But if he thinks I'm going to play that exact same way, then that's very bad for him. Yeah, so maybe, I don't know. It depends on what he thinks.
We'll just have to wait and see.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yo, this is my kind of match.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, you trained in this match since you were a child, right? You were like 11 years old, right? Yeah. You and IGT, right?
That's right.
I mean, if you want to be,
that's right.
Playing this mirror match?
All for this one match right here.
I actually coached Zangief multiple. I would say I'm his mentor in this match. Or for Zangief.
Okay, yeah.
Like, he asked me everything.
Oh, look, he's playing Metal Zangief.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, man, just because you are a master of the character doesn't mean you know how to beat the character.
Right.
Oh,
that was not.
Is it happening? Okay. He's got some footsies.
Okay, now neither one of you guys did anything after that knockdown.
They respected each other too much.
Instant overhead?
Well, not necessarily.
That is not an instant overhead.
Zangief is just so tall, it just hits him anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He's not on SPA.
Oh, whoa.
Professor Zoom. Ooh.
Lights out.
Nice.
Another one.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, another one. There it goes.
Okay, so now, what do you think he's gonna do?
I don't know. I'll just react.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Oh, shit. That was a bad idea.
Wow, he messed up. He could have won. Was that to get out of?
Wait.
Hold on, it's not there yet.
Well, he hit the panic button.
He hit the panic button. He hit the panic button.
I actually did that Siberian Blizzard in the wrong way. I did it too close to the ground, so it didn't give me the full. It goes clear across the screen. He cannot touch me.
So after you win Capcom Cup this year,
Yes.
Street Fighter V will be on the horizon. What's next with Snake Eyez and Street Fighter V? Will he be playing the game, and does he have a character that he already wants to master?
Well, I already main 2 characters in the game, and it's not even out yet. I main Birdie and Zangief, and this is Grappler Squad right here. You know? Grappler Squad. You know?
GS in there. Okay. Stand up.
Birdie. When I first played him in, I don't even know what to call it, the vanilla beta.
First beta.
The first beta.
Yep.
He seemed so good in that game. Like, oh my, like I can't even describe to you how good he was. They kind of nerfed him now, but I feel like he's still a very good character. Zangief, on the other hand, I play him for a different reason. I play Zangief because that's my character.
Because you're a character loyalist.
Elaborate answer right there. So why?
But to be honest, when I played Zangief at SCR, I honestly didn't like him.
Oh yeah.
I like his dash, but I don't like his game plan. You know, his normals are, he has like kind of T-Rex arms a little bit, and
I felt that.
His reach is, he's a very tall character, but his reach is very small for some reason. You know, I don't understand that. The recent build of the beta, which was at Capcom HQ, his SPD does 40%. Now we're talking. that's what I wanted. You know what I mean?
That's all he needed. He got that damage.
That's what I wanted to hear.
What's your approach to learning a new game?
Well, that goes back to me learning the fundamentals of Street Fighter. You know, when I go into Street Fighter 5, I won't be applying like general playstyles to Street Fighter 5. I'll be applying super turbo fundamentals to the game, since I know that I kind of feel like what the makers of Street Fighter 4 want to do, or sorry, Street Fighter 5 is not make it like Street Fighter 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So that right there tells me that I should not be playing this game like it's the same one. You know, crouch tech makes you stand throw.
Yep.
DPs are like in a counter hit.
Yep.
State when you whiff them, and then they have crush counter in the game. So yeah, you definitely cannot like mash DP in the FA, you know, DC or anything like that. I feel like I'll definitely have to relearn the game, because one of the reasons why I actually like Zangief, other than the fact that his SPD is 40%, was that I actually saw another guy play online with him, and the way he was moving around and, you know, using Zangief's
V-skill?
He has a flex. Red flex.
Yeah, the V-skill. Yeah,
he just flexes and like he absorbs one hit. And I forgot what else he does, because I haven't really been focusing on Street Fighter 5. But as he was playing with him and walking around doing that and jumping and dashing, I'm like, oh my God, Zangief can actually do like tons of things now.
Yeah.
He's not just dependent on, you know, holding down back and
he can be the aggressor again.
He can actually do things, be the aggressor. He can mix it up. He can dash in. Zangief has never had a good dash in any video game. Yeah. It's kind of surprising that they actually gave him a good dash. Yeah. But he actually seems more fun than Street Fighter 4 Zangief.
Oh, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. What's next for Snake Eyez?
After Capcom Cup finals, I'll be diving into Street Fighter 5 pretty soon.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm downloading that version. And I'm playing.
Good. Don't only go to Wednesday Night Fights for a week, you know, to get ready for the game.
Fall behind.
No, I need to actually play this game. Yeah. This is a brand new character that I'm playing. I need to like learn the ins and outs. There's other characters that are ridiculous. You know, I've never actually played a video game where other characters who have so much going on also have command throws too. Yeah. So that's another layer that I'm kind of not scared of, but like, you know, you guys are you guys sure you want to give these characters command throws? Should I even be playing Zangief?
Yeah, right.
So that's kind of how I feel.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Congratulations on all your success.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, dude.
Sounds like
nice
this is no problem. This is just the beginning, right? Where can people go for more Snake Eyez?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter at snake_eyes with a Z_. You can also follow me on Facebook. I have a fan page on Facebook also, Snake Eyez SF at the Z, Snake Eyez with a Z, SF.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us here today. You want to make sure to also check out Red Bull's series with Snake Eyez. It's called Cultivation. It's gonna come. It's a 5-part series, and it comes out every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, the newest one. The first episode is actually dropping tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yeah. By the time they see us, by the time they see this, it'll be the second episode.
2017.
Right.
It'll be the second episode dropping. But head over to the Red Bull YouTube channel to check that out. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.
In America, first off, it's already a crazy thing that you found the arcade.
Secondly, growing up in Compton, there's always a lot of things going on.
After a period of relative quiet, gang-related violence is on the uptick in the neighborhood.
A lot of people, they don't realize the amount of psychology that goes into it, the amount of dexterity that goes into it.
If you don't have better competition, it's hard to get better yourself.
To me, going to Japan is really important to level up. It's a chance to cultivate my skills and play against the best players in the world.
It's so easy to get caught up in some of the things that happen